Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to dive into some fragrance recommendations. I'm so excited because the Sephora sale is going on, but for the next 2 days, that's going to be Saturday and Sunday, the 10th and 11th, Saks is also having a beauty sale. So it's if you spend $250, you get $50 off. If you spend $500, you get $100 off. So it's that kind of sale. But I was asked if I would quickly share some of my recommendations, both for Sephora and the Saks sale. So I'm going to attempt to do a speed round of some of my favorite perfumes, both from Sephora and Saks. So if you're interested in seeing my recommendations, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to start with some of the Sephora picks, and I think also some of these will be available at Saks, so you can kind of figure out what is the best deal for you. I mentioned the Jo Malone. This is basil and neroli. This has been a long time favorite. I don't know how many bottles I have gone through, but basically this is a fresh, happy, easy to wear spring summer fragrance. This is a huge compliment getter. So if you are interested in compliments, I would definitely recommend the basil and neroli. Just a beautiful floral spring fun happy scent. And another Jo Malone that I have owned in the past, several bottles, is the Nectarine Blossom and Honey cologne. If you again are looking for something that is happy and cheery, definitely spring summer appropriate, I would look towards the Nectarine Blossom and Honey cologne. It's a little bit more of a fruity floral versus the neroli basil, but they're both perfect for spring and just sort of those kind of happy, easy to wear fragrances. Another one of my favorites is by Kilian, and this is Moonlight in Heaven. You guys have heard me talk about this so many times, but this is a fresh scent, but it's got this lovely note of mango, almost like mango sticky rice. So it's got some warmth and depth to it, but it is just such a beautiful fragrance, and again, totally appropriate for spring. It's got a little bit of a powdery feel to this. It's got a layer of coconut milk in here, so it does have some creaminess, but it ends on sort of a fresh note, and this is perfect for the spring summer months when you kind of want to cut through the heat, and it's just a beautiful scent. So highly recommend Moonlight in Heaven by Kilian. Now, this next one is finally back in stock, and I need to mention it. This is Kilian's. This is Angel's Share. Now, yes, this is a warm, spicy kind. Now, yes, this is a warm, spicy fragrance. Has a little element of apple pie in it. Has some cinnamon. This is delicious. This is scrumptious, and yes, you would think about wearing this more in the winter months, but to be honest with you, I wear fragrances year round. It doesn't need to be determinant on the weather and such. There is no such thing as a perfume police, so you get to do you. But this is back in stock at Sephora as well as Saks. Really is a gorgeous gourmand fragrance, and I highly recommend it. So if you missed out on this before, it is back in stock and you can get it on sale. Okay, we've previously talked about Tom Ford Rose Prick as well as Tom Ford Cafe Rose. I'm going to give you a quick little comparison. The Cafe Rose does have that really beautiful kind of coffee note in it. The roses in Cafe Rose are a little bit more jammy and plummy, whereas in Rose Prick, I find them to be a little bit darker, a little bit more mysterious. They're both beautiful scents. I would say that Cafe Rose is probably a little bit more flirty and approachable. Tom Ford Rose Prick definitely is addictive, but it is going to be a little bit spicier. It's going to be a little bit more mysterious versus the Cafe Rose. So definitely two beautiful fragrances from Tom Ford if you are looking for a rose scent. But I will say both of those are not like these kind of light ethereal kind of roses that you would think of spring. These are going to have a little bit more richness and depth to them. Gotta quickly mention Lost Cherry, you guys. I love this one. I love to layer it with Tabac Vanille, but I find those to be a little bit, but I find that combination to be really outstanding in the fall. But I do think Lost Cherry can totally be worn in the spring. It's a beautiful kind of gourmand fragrance with a cherry accord in it. It is not sickening. It really is a beautiful fragrance. And of course, the bottle is amazing. Now, I still have not received my Soleil Brûlant, so I cannot give you my full review on that. The minute it shows up, you guys, I'll pop on. I may even do a live so we can talk about it, hopefully before the sale ends. But it really sounded just right up my alley. Next is a couple classic Chanel's. Now, I have it in a limited edition bottle, so I'm going to flash up the picture. But the number 5 Low from Chanel is sort of a modernized kind of classic from Chanel. This is going to have that Chanel number 5 base, but I feel like they kind of lightened it up and modernized it. This is a powdery floral. It's got citrus, mandarin, and ylang ylang. It's also got those aldehydes at the top that Chanel is known for. And I tend to wear this a lot during on the weekend when I'm running errands and I just want to smell kind of good, kind of classic. And so I highly recommend Chanel number 5 Low. I also have Chance Au Tendre. And you guys, I don't know how many bottles I have gone through this throughout my lifetime. As I've mentioned in the past, I was a huge Chanel perfume girl. I kind of grew up on it with my mom and my sisters, and we all had our distinct Chanel scent. So this is sort of a flashback, but this is a fresh, fruity floral. Again, you guys, it's sort of a classic fragrance. You can't go wrong. And if you just want to smell good and fresh, I highly recommend Chance Au Tendre. This one's got citron, jasmine, and teak wood, so it's got a little bit of a woody base. It's definitely a kind of fresh, fruity floral. Easy to wear, you guys. This one I cannot recommend if you just want to smell good. Easy wear to go. Easy. This one's going to be an easy pick. Now, between the two, this one's going to have more of that kind of aldehyde kind of beginning, kind of like the classic Chanel number 5. And this one is going to be a little bit what I consider a little bit young, very crowd pleasing, but I still just absolutely love it. And then quick little shout out to the Tom Ford Eau de Soleil Blanc. You guys, this is just your easy kind of suntan, coconutty kind of beach fragrance. This is another one that's fantastic in the summer when you want those kind of vibes. So definitely recommend this Tom Ford Eau Soleil Blanc. I also loved Soleil Neige. I did end up giving that to my sister, but that's another beautiful one from Tom Ford when I'm thinking more about those kind of spring, summer scents. Okay, now we're going to move on to the Saks recommendations. I am not going to go too deep into descriptions because we'll be here forever. Please don't judge me. I am 52. I have had a passion for fragrance pretty much all my life, and I do have a wide collection of fragrances. So I'm going to whip through some really good options that you can pick up at this Saks event for the next 2 days. Okay, we're going to start with Byredo and my favorite, Bal de Freak. You guys, Bal de Freak is perfect for this time of year. This is a woody floral and it just makes me happy and it smells like me. I love this one. This was my very first niche perfume that I ever bought. I love it so much that I have the shower gel, the body butter. I just love Bal de Freak. 2 others from the brand are Mojave Ghost, and you guys literally down to the very end. This again is another sort of woody floral based on the Mojave Ghost flower. It's just beautiful and highly recommend it. And then this is my And then this was my signature scent for a very long time, and this is Velvet Haze. This is sort of a patchouli musk fragrance. It has got ambrette in it as well as coconut water. There is a freshness in this. The patchouli in here is going to lean a little bit more green. It's got a little bit of ambrette in here, so it's got a little bit of that earthiness as well. But the name Velvet Haze really is what this fragrance does. It's going to kind of give you a little cloud. It's going to give you a little cloud of scent all around you. And you guys, this one just works so well with my chemistry. It is one that I get compliments on all the time. So I love Byredo fragrances. There's lots of other fantastic ones from that line. Okay, couple from Maison Francis Kirkjohn. You guys, I love this line. This is another beautiful line to check out. And I love Gentle Fluidity Gold. I feel like this is a fantastic option for spring and summer. This one basically is a beautiful vanilla amber kind of musk scent. It is perfect for everyday wear. It has a warmth to it. And if you are someone who likes those kind of vanilla amber scents, I think you're going to really like Gentle Fluidity Gold. Very easy to wear, I would say everyday kind of scent. And speaking of kind of like rose scents, I have to give a shout out to Oud Satin Mood. You guys, this one just makes me melt. This is a deep, rich, jammy kind of rose fragrance with a base of oud. Now, don't be scared if you're someone who does not like oud, which is a special type of wood that gives a little bit of earthiness to your scents, a little bit of richness and resonance to the scents. I think you're going to love Oud Satin Mood. Now, this is a beast mode fragrance. You really only need 1 or 2 spritz, but I just love this one. It is fantastic. I would say that, again, go light. This definitely can be worn in the summer months, but with a light hand. And then, of course, we've got the classic. This is Baccarat Rouge 540. Just have to give it a mention because I think this one can be worn year-round. This one, pretty much everybody knows about it. This, again, has got an amber base. It's got florals in here. It's got a little bit of woodiness. It has sort of this sugary kind of burnt caramel sugar that I love. This one is addictive, and it's one that leaves this is one that leaves an intoxicating trail. Like, you may not be able to smell yourself, but others around you will. This is going to create the Baccarat 540 bubble around you. So again, had to mention the classic Baccarat Rouge 540. Parfums de Marly, you guys, I do have all 3 Delinas. My personal favorite is the Delina Exclusive. This is a beautiful floral scent. Again, this is going to leave a very intoxicating bubble around you. And the Exclusive is a little bit creamier, a little bit woodier on myself. It just smells amazing. Whereas the original has kind of a little bit of tartness and sharpness from the rhubarb, which also makes it very intoxicating. And then they came out with the Delina La Rosée. And you guys, this one is a perfect kind of spring lighter take on Delina. So if you felt like Delina was a little bit too strong and powerful for you, you might really love La Rosée. Now, I have to say, I do really like it. It smells fantastic. Like, you come right out of the shower, spray on some of this. It's going to give you that kind of fresh, floral, clean smell. And out of the 3 Delinas, my favorite is still the Les Exclusives. And I am going to do a video with my daughter. She is actually deep in the woods with Con Team, so she hasn't been able to do a video with me yet because Delina is like one of her favorites, and she's going to try to steal some of those before going off to college. Now, another spring scent that I want to mention is Safanade. You guys, this is a kind of orange blossom, sweeter, feminine fragrance. I just love this one. I think it smells fantastic. This is my girly girl kind of scent when I want to feel feminine and pretty and I don't feel like wearing Delina. I'm always going to reach for this beautiful I'm always going to reach for Safenade. So this is a personal favorite from Parfums de Marly. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about Creed fragrances. And I've got two that I think are fantastic for spring. There is a certain DNA in Creed that I just really like. I wish I didn't because these fragrances are very expensive, but they always make me feel classy, put together. And Creed also is very kind of nostalgic because I had grandparents that wore Creed, and so whenever I smell that kind of waft, it just always smells like my grandfather, and I always used to love that smell. So Aqua Fiorentina, this is a beautiful spring floral scent. It's got a touch of green apple in it and on a base of sandalwood. So this one just screams spring to me. Both my daughter and I love this one. I think of a white sundress, a little straw hat, sandals, and I'm going to put on my little Creed Aqua Fiorentino. Just a beautiful scent. And then I have a little baby, Love in White. And you guys, this one I wish I'd gotten a bigger bottle of because I love it so much. So this one kind of reminds me of, like, you could totally wear this as a bridal scent. It does have a creamy kind of base of sandalwood as well, but this one's got iris, daffodils, and magnolia in it, as well as a touch of vanilla and ambergris. It's a little bit warmer, a little bit more sophisticated, I think, than this one. I think of this as fun and flirty, and I think of this, again, a little bit more on the serious side, kind of like a bridal scent. It also has a little touch of like salt in it, like a little salty bite in it. I just really love Love in White. And again, I love the little baby Love in White, but this is one that I wish I had a bigger bottle of. Next, I want to talk about Blue Lazuli. This is from the Armani Privé line. Kind of love that whole entire line, you guys. But I feel like this one doesn't get enough love. So Blue Lazuli is a woody oriental. It's very sensual. It's got a little bit of honeyed tobacco in it, but there is a certain sort of aromatic element to this that I think is pretty for spring. It's going to be a little bit deeper, a little richer, a little sensual, but this one just smells so good. And I love the color blue. I love this lapis color. So again, kind of thinking about the color kind of exudes that kind of regal, kind of royal element in here. And it just is a really kind of beautiful scent, and I just feel like people don't know about this one. So definitely check this out. I definitely love the Rouge Malachite as well as the Vert Malachite, and this is another one I would probably tell you is a really wearable kind of tuberose scent. You guys, I do love tuberose. I used to wear heavy, pretty heady kind of tuberoses in the past, but as I've gotten older, I just can't seem to carry off those kind of heady tuberose fragrances. But again, this one's got a nice kind of warm base to it, so it kind of tempers down that tuberose and makes it much more wearable. So if they have that on the site, I will make sure. I know I saw this one. I would recommend this too. Beautiful tuberose, definitely worth checking out. And we've got two Christian Louboutin fragrances, and we have got the Louis Rouge, which I love. So if you guys are familiar with Bois d'Argent from Christian Dior, I always kind of call this kind of my warm vanilla baby powder kind of scent. It's not too powdery. This one is similar to Bois d'Argent. This one is similar to the Bois d'Argent, but it's got a little bit more spice to it. This is another one that's going to be easy to wear, you guys. It is not a strong projecting kind of scent, so I want to mention that because I think some people are disappointed. This is just an easy kind of wear. It's very beautiful, and again, you get the beautiful bottle right here if this is important to you. The juice inside is just as nice. And then we've got the Christian Louboutin. This is Louis Rouge. And I love this one, you guys. This one has got a little bit of a leather note in it. To me, it's got actually more of a suede note. It's soft, it's buttery. It's got a beautiful layer of florals in here that I think is just beautiful. So a little bit of florals, a little bit of leather or suede in here. Creamy, beautiful. And this one's going to project a bit more than the Luby Rouge. This one I always say has a little this one always has a little touch of this Rouge Malachite in it, like those kind of beautiful floral touches, but again with that kind of creamy, leathery suede note. So just love that one, and I've been getting questions about those. Okay, the last three fragrances that I'm going to talk about are sort of my current signature scents. You guys have heard me talk about the Ormond Jane Royal Elixir. This is fragrance for life for me. When I smelled this, I just completely fell in love. This is a lush, elegant, floral amber scent. It's got a touch of powderiness to it, not overly, nothing choky or anything like that. It's got jasmine and rose. It's got orange, bergamot, jasmine, and rose in it. In the base, you guys, it's got some amber. This has amber, it's got cedar, it's got tonka, it's got patchouli in it. And to me, this is just a sophisticated, elegant kind of fragrance. I just love it. And I love the Ormond Jane line. I love Ormond Woman, I love Tolu, but I have to say Royal Elixir is my favorite out of all of the Ormond Janes. Royal Elixir, and it basically is an amped up version of Amber Royale from this line. So if you love Amber Royale from Ormond Jane, you're definitely going to love this amped up version of Royal Elixir. Then the second signature scent is from Roja Parfums, and this is 51. So this one just puts a smile on my face. This is a fragrance that my daughter says is like Abby in a bottle. Because again, this is a beautiful kind of amber floral scent. This has a beautiful touch of vanilla in here. It's a bit powdery. It's a bit powdery. It's got this creamy base of sandalwood and benzoin and cashmerean wood. So it's definitely kind of this creamy, cozy, warm amber scent, but it's got a touch of raspberry. It's got ylang ylang, gardenia, rose, orange blossom, and lily of the valley. So just a beautiful concoction of florals in it. So again, Roja perfumes are very well blended, so nothing's going to be sharp or over the top. I find them to be very elegant. And this is one that my husband really likes on me. He thinks it just smells really good. Very classy, elegant, and it's just a beautiful fragrance. So this has got sort of a butteriness to it that I really enjoy. Just makes me feel like $1,000,000. It is elegant, it is pretty, it is feminine, and I really can't give this enough of a shout out. I just love 51. And last but not least, we have a newcomer from Diptyque, and this one is the Orpheon fragrance. And this one just launched from Diptyque, and it was an instant love. Like, this is such a great fragrance. So if you actually go online and kind of watch the video that is about this fragrance, it's gonna look like you're walking into this beautiful like bar, and that it's got this kind of smoky element going on with it. It is a tobacco fragrance, but the surprising thing about this one is there is a sweet freshness about this that makes it super easy to wear. So if you like Fleur de Peau from Diptyque, which is a kind of soft musk fragrance, I think you might love this Orpheon. This one's going to be deeper and richer. It's definitely got that tobacco scent, but instead of it being a super smoky kind of tobacco, I almost want to say that it's got a little element of a teeny bit of smoke and a little bit more of a sweet tobacco scent to it. This has got juniper berries, tonka, cedarwood, and jasmine, and this really is an outstanding fragrance. It's easy to wear. Again, I almost want to say a mix of Fleur de Peau, maybe a little bit of, this seems like almost like a kind of warmed up kind of fancier version of Fleur de Peau, which is that soft musk, but this one's got that element of tobacco in it, but again, super wearable. So I was thinking that when I looked at the ad, I was like, oh, that seems like it's going to be a fall fragrance. Not at all. This one definitely screams spring kind of all year round, but it just has a very nice kind of fresh cleanness to it that I really enjoy and have fallen in love with this new one from Diptyque. Okay, guys, I am going to stop there, but as always, I would love to know what your favorite fragrances are, what you're planning on picking up at the Sephora or Saks sale. There's a few in my list. There is a few on my list that I have in my cart at both Sephora and Saks. I have not pulled the trigger yet. I want to wait to hear if you guys have any recommendations for me, but as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great weekend.